Yeah, what's up, Mr. G?
It's G for greatness. I'm happy to be back here.
Yeah.
Now you're so happy.
How was New Orleans?
Was
Lil Wayne there?
I don't know what Lil Wayne was doing. I don't know where he was, but the thing is that besides Lil Wayne and Deutsche, the greatest thing to come out of New Orleans is Kendrick Lamar.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna do Lil Wayne like that?
That boy Kendrick, he needs to be studied. He needs to be studied on a deeper level.
So the Super Bowl picked the right time, but the wrong person.
That's what he said, and he told them also in his in his opening, you guys, it's the right moment for the wrong individual. So and it's the longest middle finger in hip hop. It's the longest. Actually, if you're asking about anything that has ever come out of New Orleans, New Orleans is known to have floods. This is like way above sea level. The longest queue in hip hop is basically Kendrick Lamar. Yes.
So how was the show though? How was the show? It was highly anticipated?
Yes.
You know, how did you find it?
I think the show is amazing. They managed to do so many things. There are so many clues in there that people are missing.
Yeah.
Like I was wondering what the role of the announcer was.
Yeah.
In this whole Super Bowl. But if you've watched Spike Lee movies, you know there's usually an announcer who's like an Uncle Sam character.
Yeah.
Who was in Bamboozled and all these other things.
Yeah.
And Spike Lee's Black History, Kendrick Lamar's Black History. During Black History Month, they had to like play on that. And I think it was nice bringing theater to the Super Bowl. That being said, I loved seeing Serena Williams doing the sea walk, basically. It's just like somebody tap dancing on your grave, basically.
Yeah.
This is your ex-girlfriend tap dancing with your enemy. Your enemy is performing, and your ex-girlfriend is tap dancing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like really, really, really deep. But besides that, I loved seeing all these people. Caesar looked amazing. You know, Kendrick did his thing. The hood was represented, and I think he concentrated more on his new album than giving people what they expected. He's a man known for doing that. Yeah. He gives you what you didn't expect.
Yeah.
So he did that by promoting his new album, promoting his tour with Caesar, which is coming up. And yeah, I expected some songs to feature there, or there were certain highlights that I expected that I didn't see. But then again, it's a Kendrick Lamar show, which is more of an art statement than it is a performance.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, because remember, you know, this is dubbed the biggest show
in the world, basically.
And you want to bring your A game.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
So yeah.
What chain was he wearing again? What letter was on the chain?
What letter was it?
Tell me, all of you watched the Super Bowl. You missed the letter. You just said he was bringing his A game. What did the A stand for? You know?
Yeah.
But it was a small A also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. What did you think about his intro though? Was there some way or some intro you expected, like a grand opening?
You know, these things are also according to budget. I was telling my friend the other time that when you're planning a show, right, you can talk about how you're going to swing on all these wires, things are going to be exploding out of the stage.
Yeah.
But you need to think about that at the end of the day, everything you're saying has a cost implication because of the team that needs to build it. Yeah. You need to hire specialists for these things to happen. Yeah. So, yeah, you would have wished for the production to be as big as Rihanna's, right?
Yeah.
But you need to know that this is Kendrick Lamar also. Like, he wants the music to be the center stage, not all these other things that are distracting you. Yeah. And we are in the era where most people like the distraction more than they like the music. But once again, his statement has always been on, think about what I'm saying. Like, did you listen to what the verse was about?
Which one? Because there were several.
It was the verse and the intro. Yeah. The verse and the intro is he's rapping on the GNX car.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's what he's saying which is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of the pyrotechnics and whatever, I think all of that is for people who are amateur at listening to music. I concentrate on the message. So I wouldn't have changed anything about that intro. I just wish that certain songs were arranged in a different way.
Yeah.
You get me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my biggest attributes, I think, in hip hop Uganda is I don't care who comes before me, but I'll kill you with a performance because of how I
Regardless.
sequence my songs. You get
Yeah.
me? Yeah.
Ah, that's crazy. So we called it a wrap for the halftime show.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Is it in the top 10? No. Is it in the top 10 performances, the top 10 Super Bowls of all time? For me, no, it isn't. Super Bowl performances, it isn't.
So give me your top 5 Super Bowl performances of all time.
Prince, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Lady Gaga. Actually, it's top 5. I would put Kendrick there. Kendrick and The Weeknd.
Okay.
There would be a tie, right? Oh, Dr. Dre. Those ones now. Every time you think about the Dre, actually, to be honest, right? I would put Dr. Dre and Snoop number 1, right? Because it's the music that I love. But when you think about also the impact that this short man from Minnesota, I'm talking about Prince, his performance was so musical, and again, putting music at the center stage of everything. This is a man who performs with a guitar. There is no somersaulting, there's no doing extra stuff, it's just the music speaking. That was Prince. So you need to, I think Prince takes number 2 for me. Yeah. Then Michael Jackson would be number 3, Beyonce number 4, and Weeknd and Kendrick might fight for number 5.
Yeah, away from the Super
there's
Bowl.
also one which had, no, let's not get into that. Yeah.
Yeah, away from the Super Bowl,
yes.
Just to pay homage, you know, and tribute to, you know, one of the legendary producers who, you know, unfortunately passed on, you know, and Gotti. Of course, I know you're probably familiar with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met him at LAX.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Tell us about when you met him. How was he? Because we watch him on TV.
I never really met. It was more like on a fun tip. He was waiting for his car to pick him up, and you're waiting in a lounge for SUVs pick people up, and that's where I met him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was he in the hip hop realm to you? I
think people don't see. 50 Cent did a lot to diminish the image of Murder Inc. as a camp.
Yeah.
And I've got here as a person that people don't know how heavy or what monumental things this man has been a part of.
Yeah.
You need to know that even at the recording of like Reasonable Doubt, I've got he was already a very major player in hip hop.
Yeah.
DMX's whole career, that was I've Got his work. I've got here and the Rough Riders team.
Yeah.
When you think about Ashanti, that's all I've got it. Yeah. You get me? So whether it's monumental records or it's monumental stars, I've got he has been a part of this journey. He's in the same breath. You mentioned in the same breath as a Jay-Z, as a Clark Kent, as a as a Russell Simmons, because there are very few black executives, and we always shine the light on the artists, right? Yeah. But there are very few black executives that you can point at and say, these are the people that have shaped hip hop. Yeah. And that's Dame Dash, I've got Chris Lighty, rest in peace. All of them are dying, by the way. Most of them are dying. Yeah. But I've got is on the Mount Rushmore. If we were to have a Mount Rushmore out there of great hip-hop executive producers, he's way up there. Like, you can't have Ja Rule, Ashanti, and DMX all attributed to you and people still look at you like you're a joke. You get me? Like, respect needs to be given to have got it.
That's for sure. I think he held down the 2000s for, very many of us coming up, growing up.
The way you walk. All that is I've got it, But the journey for, many people don't know I've got it right now because most black executives ended on a high, right? Yeah. While I've got it after that, IRS freezing their assets and, throwing his artist in jail and his brother in jail, things took like a downturn, right? Yeah. And America is this place which is not kind to people who are not successful. Yeah. You get me? The downhill after someone falls off in the US is usually, they want to see you in the gutter. Yeah. You get me? So you could see that he was fighting trying to do his content thing, doing films, and he had this brilliant show that he was doing on BET where he was turning, he was turning monumental hip hop songs into short stories, right? He's a brilliant man. You can tell, like, his head is on his shoulders, knows how budgets work, knows how to schmooze. If you've seen clips of Gotti on the internet, he's an excellent storyteller. And he has that New York spirit of this must happen. You get me? So you need such people in your corner. You need that vicious dog fighting for you. And he fought for hip hop in the right way. The fight was a beautiful struggle. And may he rest in peace.
Quite interesting. There is a story that he shared, while he was still alive. And he said that when he brought on DMX, everybody told him, "You're wasting time, bro." His DMX's style, like, that's not something people are going to gravitate to.
And people were hating, right?
Listen to his voice, and it was like, yo, this is going to be, the first of Def Jam.
I think with this is where hip hop is right now, by the way. That story reminds me of, there's another clip which I've got shared, besides people saying DMX was not going to work out and he wasn't going to sell. He also shares a clip where he says, when Biggie passed away, most of the songs that were meant for Biggie were given to Jay-Z. So in that clip, the person who was doing the editing did a great job of bringing us the songs which were more shiny suit theory suits, where shiny suits theory oriented, where hip hop gets watered down because everybody is trying to tell you that the real thing doesn't sell. If you look at it, it's the same way. I don't know why people who are not talented in hip hop always try to convince you that what you're doing as an authentic hip hop artist is not going to sell. Which led to the rise of a GNL, because they used to tell me, dilute your beat. Make it sound like Ngoni, make it sound like Ragadi. Respect to these brothers are legends, but respectfully, what they are doing is not a soda ginger ale. We are all rapping, they have smooth vocals on this, and Ragadi is killing you with the rhymes, but respectfully, it's not on a hip hop beat, and it's different from what we do. So you struggle to tell people who don't have experienced ears, who are in a position of making decisions, that what you're doing is what the streets need. So I can relate to it. People are telling me, water down these beats. For soda ginger ale to sell, make it like danceable. No. I'm so sure the streets out there, the people who don't want to dance. And this is hard for people to accept, because Boingira Mubala mu Uganda, okay, most places you go to, when a rapper appreciates what you're doing as a DJ, the most you're going to get is this. Not a rap, actually, a hip-hop head. If you're into a club and they play a record that this person loves the most, they're not going to be putting their armpits up so that you see the sweat patches. Rappers don't dance. The people consider that corny. That shit of like you're on the dance floor spinning on your head, you're doing all that. There's certain types of hip-hop heads who consider that corny. I remember a friend of mine who's a lady was talking about her biggest nightmare being that if she's at a club and she hears people say, "Go Davy, go Davy," and she sees her husband or partner that she's dating doing that, that is a turn off for her. So that's the crowd that a DMX would appeal to. Whereas bar owners want DJs that play records and people react, right? With rappers, you could go to a hip-hop club where it's like really grimy and gutter, where they play the record everybody wants to hear. And niggas will just stand up, lean on a wall, hold their Hennessy bottle or glass, and do this to the DJ. That you've killed it. There you have killed it. And these people will go away and tell their friends, yo, you need to go back to that spot. But the bar owner will be like, man, people are bored. Which is the same thing I've also been seeing about a Kendrick Lamar performance. A Kendrick Lamar performance isn't, oh my God, we're all putting our hands up, we're dancing, we're twerking. No, it's like a theater play where you clap at the end. So many people are not used to that. And we're not used to the arts where people clap at the end, because in Uganda, an artist is forced to say, Mumpulira, because in the Mumpulira, he hopes to evoke a spirit in people to put their hands up or scream something so that the promoter says, onakola. Ochiraba. But there are performances where people who really appreciate the purity of the music and the art are supposed to absorb it You get me? They are there to listen to you. Why are you making them perform? You get me?
Yeah.
So it kind of dilutes the art, and we are in the era or position where a person like me who does not want to scream and put my hands up the whole entire 1 hour, right? I want to clap at the end and probably, you know, like shake your hand behind the stage. They think people like me don't exist.
Yeah.
So a DMX, you get me? A DMX, a Nas, people will be like, but Nas, when he's on stage, he just moves around. That's his style. And there are people who appreciate that Nas is not jumping around with 1,000 dancers on stage to dance with him.
Yeah.
He's a solo man. Hip-hop began with 2 turntables and a microphone.
Yeah.
All this other stuff is to distract you from the fact that this person with a microphone is not talented.
Yeah.
A real talented performer can hold that moment, right? And when the dancers need to come in, they're just an escort to what he's saying. That's what a Kendrick Lamar would do. That's what the Tribe Called Quest would do. DMX is going to hold and then show you that raw energy on the stage. But DMX came up in the era where a Jay-Z and a Biggie were being managed by managers who wanted the flashy stuff, the Diddy.
Yeah.
Diddy wanted the flashy stuff, let the girls dance and, you know, kill them with 1,000 R&B choruses, you know, smoothen it up for the people. Hip-hop did not want to be smoothened up because there are people who miss the raw energy of give me that.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, sometimes you listen to, which is this is where hip-hop is, right? That on radio, they want the person with the quick, take a chigoma, take a chorus, a chinyuma kuchigoma, and distract people from your shitty verses.
Yeah.
Right? While the purists and people who love hip-hop music will be like, bruh, I want to listen to your spirit speak.
Yeah.
That means give me a drumless instrumental. Yeah. Let me hear you speak to me.
Yeah.
Do you see the difference there? Yeah. One is, I'm going to distract you, you're going to listen to my music when you're drunk. One is, I will listen to this brother from Kampala to Mbarara, right? Or Nairobi to Kampala, listening to this one artist.
Yeah.
Me and him are going to relate and have a conversation. There's a difference of those two audiences.
Yeah.
But sadly, most commercial people aim towards, let's distract them. You're like a bull, let's distract you with this red cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite interesting. Well, still on Afghan is Dead, like, what are your thoughts on 50 Cent trolling his dead? I think
there was a lack of taste there.
Yeah.
It's very distasteful.
Yeah.
It's very distasteful for him to say, I'm smoking on Afghani's ashes. Yeah. It's very, I mean, he's playing his character of being a villain.
Yeah.
But that just shows me how far you're willing to go for the money.
Yeah, and the pettiness, and it takes away the gangster kind of.
No, you're gangster because in the US people have this thing of dancing on top of their enemies' graves.
Yeah.
But I think every time somebody has danced on their enemy's grave, they have followed them to the grave.
Yeah.
Because that alone, creates an enemy who wants to see you face the same fate.
Yeah.
You know, like that tap dancing on somebody's grave is not tasteful. Maybe because I'm an African and I come from a very different part of the world. But I've seen it. There's a guy who shot his up and then went and took a selfie on the grave. He ended up in the grave himself weeks after. Because some people's brothers were like, hey, it's funny to you. You get me? Okay.
Fully your situation.
A fully your situation, right?
Yeah, smoking on Tuco.
You see stuff like that? Yeah. You see stuff like that?
Yeah.
It's always fun and games, but I think that was done in very, very bad taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always unfortunate because just like you've said it, when you say I'm smoking on, you know, somebody, that's equivalent to dancing on top of the grave.
Yeah.
And
but on the flip side of things also, there are people who say, if at one time you sent people to kill me, nothing is off the table.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
If one time I believe you wanted me to go, nothing is off the table. So maybe 50 Cent is operating from that type of mindset. Yeah. But in the era of decency where gangsters and gentlemen exist, I think it is in very bad taste, very poor taste indeed.
you know, where the Crips and Blood are sharing moments.
Now, where Kendrick Lamar is trying to unite everybody, where black people need to be on the same page, you know, where, whether you like it or not, the contributions of Gotti have gotten 50 Cent in the position where he is.
Yeah.
Whether you like to admit it or not, you get me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I believe right now there are people who can't wait for something bad to happen to 50 Cent.
Yeah.
You know, he would have just kept quiet.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Quite interesting. Well, he went on to, you know, troll Big Meech as well. Big Meech, you know, because he was with Rick Ross and, you know, taking pics and, you know, 50 doesn't see eye to eye with Rose.
Yes.
So, and he also announced that, you know, this season is going to be the final season of BMF. So he's willing to take it that far.
Yes.
You know, and you know, he shared some, I don't know what's your take on this, but he shared some conversations, I think, with the son to Big Meech, that is Lil Meech.
Yes.
And, you know.
Oh, so it was the son taking pictures, or was it the dad taking pictures with Rick Ross?
No, the dad took pictures, but then...
the real Meech?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then 50 took screenshots of his conversation with the son to Big Meech.
I think 50 Cent is being too petty here and being too shallow. Like, you're building a whole empire, creating a story about this guy's father. Using his son as the actor. Yeah. But because the dad is linking up with your enemy, I mean, I think 50 Cent puts so much energy and stock into his enemies that it takes away from the empire he's trying to build. Yeah. Hollywood doesn't work like that. When I first got to Hollywood, I think one of the speeches that was played to me over and over again was a speech that Jennifer Lopez's husband, the name is skipping me right now, Ben Affleck. There's a speech that he made about how to operate and be successful in Hollywood. That every time I play it back to myself, it makes a lot of sense. It makes you sleep in your pillow and enjoy your sleep and enjoy your hustle and your journey. But I think 50 Cent is always moving around with bodyguards because he has annoyed so many people around him. And also that he puts so much stake in trying to pull his enemies down, right? That I don't think is a way that's fun to live. But anyway, there are people who are comfortable in such zones and such. There's a certain type of individual who loves to always live on the brink of danger. You get me? Who values loyalty in this business. If you value loyalty in this business, you're going to be disappointed so many times. So for him, it's chasing loyalty, right? And he loves the danger. That's why he's always going to keep bodyguards, I think like 20 bodyguards around himself, and always watch his back. That's how he prefers to live. While for other people, it's, I know you're likely to backstab me. So yes, we're going to have this interaction. It's going to be business, purely business. I'm not going to expect royalty from you. I'm only going to demand respect.
And the son came out and laughed at, you know, Lil Meech. 50 Cent's son. Marquise came out and laughed at Lil Meech like he thought, you know, 50 could favor you, like he thought, you know, you could look up to him like that. So it's like the son was mocking 50, like of not being that guy that everybody
50 Cent's older son who doesn't like him. So in all of these things, I want you to notice that 50 Cent is also a master marketeer. He's a master marketeer because you see the length at which Kanye has to go to keep his name in the papers. That's the same thing Kanye, 50 Cent is doing, like outrage marketing is what's working right now. Like the story has to be followed until the end, that even if something does not have juice in it, he's going to juice it up until you see, you're eager to see how it's going to unfold. The only ugly thing about these interactions, for people who don't know, Big Meech was one of the biggest drug dealers in black history. And 50 Cent is creating a series about him called the Black Mafia Family, BMF, basically. And this guy has been in jail, he's just come out, but his son is an actor who features in this series, right? The only thing that's ugly about this, the 50 Cent and Rick Ross altercation, is that in all of these things, there's a potential for somebody dying.
Yeah.
As a black man, as a Pan-African, I always look at these things building up. And you know, if it's not the two main characters going to die, the people around them, there's going to be collateral damage. And a lot of it.
Yeah.
You get me? It's better for these brothers who both now have very powerful empires to come together, put a movie studio together. Yeah. And that's it. Like, you know? Yeah. I usually don't like giving energy to people I disagree with. I sleep very peacefully, not thinking about people. Yeah. The only space I want in my life is for my family. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Kanye, I saw, you know, Trizzy one time tweeting, and it was like, somebody should, you know, get Kanye's phone. In my head, I was like, what has Kanye said now? But, you know, following the previous tweets, you know, that appeared online where it was saying F, you know, Virgil. Was it Virgil?
Virgil, yeah. Virgil Abloh.
Yeah, Virgil. Yeah. And, you know, people were like, what's this? And then he gifted the game 2 Maybachs. You know, he gifted the game 2 Maybachs. And then it was like free Diddy. He came out and it was like, yo, Trump should, you know, help bail Diddy out. And it was like, he's going to sell, you know, Sean John, and he's going to split 50-50 with Diddy. So I don't know what Kanye is cooking to get back, but like you said, it looks like whatever he can do, whatever it takes, just like 50.
I don't even know where to begin on this Kanye West commentary, because it's a very, very... It's a situation which is very, it's a point where we have to educate people now, besides entertainment. Yeah. It's a point where we have to educate people, because we have gotten to this moment in hip-hop and also in world politics where there are people who are willing to do whatever, no matter even if it destroys a whole group of people. Yeah. You get me? Like Elon Musk and Kanye are both playing a very, very dangerous game. Yeah. And there's a certain percentage of people in this world who see everything that's going on and can know the game that's being played. Yeah. While 85% of the people, right, are following newspaper headlines and tweets, and they think that's the game being played. Yeah. There's a very different game being played here, and the point I'm trying to make is that it's a very, very dangerous game that can either lead to a toppling of a democracy, or second, another anti-Semitic wave in the world, which is already happening, right? I'm really disappointed in Kanye. Yeah. Really, really disappointed in Kanye, because he already has what he needs. Yeah. Right? But greed at the end, his greed at the end of the day knows no bounds. Yeah. That he's willing to scorch the earth, right? Yeah. Just to prove a point that he can get everything he wants. Yeah. So those series of tweets only show me, right? Yeah. A lost soul, basically. Yeah. Kanye is a lost soul. And I hate to be the one I hate to be the one that's judgmental to an artist like Kanye. Yeah. But Kanye is a lost soul. You cannot be on one album saying, I'm all God and I'm not going to be cursing. The next 3 albums later, you're cursing the dead, your best friends that you've betrayed, you know, like Virgil Abloh, who is saying fuck Virgil. Virgil taught Kanye, him and Kanye were in the same fashion school. Virgil is the reason a Yeezy is even popular, or that it even exists. Yeah. You get me? Virgil is the designer here. It says like him claiming that he's a Nazi, there's no way we can jump behind that. But in the world where people have so many anti-Semitic views, he hopes that even if I lose a part of my base, I still have a majority of people supporting me. Yeah. So if you're supporting Kanye right now, you're supporting hatred, basically. Yeah. You're supporting hatred, basically. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. And you might say, oh, but this and this, people did this and then people did that. All of those things that you're mentioning are basically Nazi propaganda. That's been circulated all over the world to loop other people in. And we both know where that ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Quite interesting.
It's quite interesting and it's very controversial. I even know that there are people at the bottom of this who are going to be sending me tweets and replying saying, oh, but you're selling out. No, I'm not. I will never stand behind hatred. Yeah. And by the way, remember when Kanye first came to Uganda? I remember I wasn't even here.
Yeah.
When Kanye came to Uganda, he was escaping, I think, first time that he met the president, Trump.
Yeah.
He had said something controversial.
Yeah.
And then he escaped the US because the US was on fire, killing him basically online.
Yeah.
And he flew to Uganda.
Yeah.
And in Uganda, when he met our president, he was talking about how he was going to build like this park with dinosaurs and
yeah.
I'm like, Jurassic Park, really? Is this how you see us? Yeah. And but by then people were still walking a line of this man is a mad genius, right? But now it's clear that these people, Elon Musk and Kanye, they're you can be a genius who is evil.
Yeah.
You can be an evil genius.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, these people aren't here to save you. I'm sorry if you think these people are here to save you. They're only out here to accomplish their agendas. You're only a code.
Yeah.
You're only a code in their algorithm.
Yeah.
You're only a code. You're an afterthought in their algorithm. That's it. That's it. They're not here to save you. Whatever decision that they are making, them destroying the world and you're supporting them, you're basically falling victim to the media companies that they are buying to sway your understanding.
Yeah.
That's it. There is no way you can marry a woman and then just use her as your modern day slave. We're against slavery, right? Your woman is just lying, standing there naked, and you're whispering in her ear, this is the moment for you to take off the... It's just basically, you've just reversed slavery. That's what slaves used to do. That's what slave masters used to do to their slaves. Yeah. Humiliate you and say, here is my slave for this much. The only reverse is that here is my slave and you can buy my clothes.
Yeah.
But I'm a humanist. I look at this whole world in terms of humanity. You get me? And that's seeing each other on common ground. It's more of an equitable ground. It isn't destroy this group so that you get what you want. I can't stand behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting because...
But I was telling you about how we came to Uganda and he went to a village and gave them Yeezys.
Yeah.
You remember that video?
Yeah.
And there were these school children running and, getting these pairs of Yeezys. Now, to most people with half a brain, they would look at that and say, oh, Kanye West gave out shoes, right? But what's the point of a kid running with one left shoe of a Yeezy?
Yeah.
To him, he's chasing a viral moment to be in the news. Yeah. He gave African kids Yeezys, an expensive shoe. Yeah. But if Kanye really wanted to help, it would have been a borehole of water. What did it benefit? Giving a person a Yeezy, then what? You're starving while looking at a Yeezy on your wall. They use outrage marketing and they will do anything to get back in the news. But to me, that's the very definition of selling your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite interesting because...
Actually, soulless is the word.
Yeah.
Soulless.
Yeah.
He needs to get back in touch with who... I don't even know. I don't know what point he needs to get back to. And I hate to be judgmental. Yeah. But that's fucked up and it's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's back to billionaire status.
I don't even believe he's a billionaire again. I don't believe that shit. You see how it's easy to convince people that you're a billionaire again?
You just say it and no accountability.
I want you to watch, because I'm ashamed to say I used to like Kanye West, because there was a time where he collected black media people in a room and they were talking about how to create independent black media.
Yeah.
Whenever Kanye is under fire or whenever he does something wrong, he hides under the veil of, I'm saving my people.
Yeah.
You get me? Whenever there is fight, right now you're going to see him saying, oh, I've been saving my people. You get me?
Yeah.
But whenever he does something wrong, that's usually the veil he hides under. But in one documentary I was watching where he was with the Justin LaBoys and this other guy who has a show of Hollywood Unlocked, there was black media in the room, and he admitted to planting news stories, basically. It's easy to plant a news story nowadays. All you have to do is get some people to retweet it, a couple of bots to show these stories everywhere, and you're trending. I don't believe he's back to billionaire status. I don't see how a billionaire exposes that someone wanted to give him money to promote fake crypto, because that was one of the series of tweets. Like, what's 2 million to a billionaire? Why is that important if you're in billionaire status? Being a billionaire, or these net worths of people that we read about in the news, no one is out there really verifying this stuff. If you go to the internet right now and you read about my net worth, it's there, but I don't know if anyone has ever come through and evaluated my assets. You get me? But I have a net worth somewhere on Google, which is crazy. You get me? Accurate or not, that figure is out there and there are people who believe it. You get me? So with this whole billionaire status, okay, right now, he knows that people respect people that have money. So whether he's a billionaire or not, right? The title is that he's a billionaire makes you. Right now, people respect money than they respect integrity. And he knows that. So he only has to plant a headline saying he's a billionaire, and then everybody will buy into it. He wants to be like Jay-Z so bad. He wants to be like Jay-Z so bad. But I'm sorry, you parading your naked wife, selling all these tweets, it's actually too desperate. Soulless, my nigga. That's really soulless. Where's the Kanye of Bush doesn't care about black people? You get me? Yeah, like Kanye is a lost N-word.
That's quite interesting. Well, 42 points at 40.
42 points at 40, what does that mean?
You know, at 40 years, LeBron James is, you know.
Hey, Lakers, eh?
Yeah, he got to.
Yeah, man.
I think it's now him and
Steph?
Legendary, no, Jordan. Yeah. They are the only ones with who have managed to score over 40
points when they are 40 years old,
when they're 40
right?
Years old.
Yeah.
What do you think about, because, you know, he went like ballistic on the Warriors. It's like, it was like a Kendrick and Drake moment in the low key, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. What was your take on that? Like,
I love it. I love it because at the end of the day, LeBron is showing everybody who has ever had a GOAT debate. Who is king, really? Without
talking.
He's trying to outscore everybody, outlast everybody, out-defend every player. Like, he's trying to do everything in the game to dominate it and show that he's the best that has ever done it. And I think he's doing really well. Because now, if this man has outscored every player that has ever been in the NBA, what else is there? What else is there that he has got to do?
And
when it comes to his defense, he defends with his hand, Actually, players now, you can tell, are scared when they're going after a layup, when they're playing a LeBron, because they know he's coming. They know he's coming. And what I loved about that game is that he shot all those threes. Did you see the one that he shot from the logo? Someone said, bruh, he shot that from Canada. But I know they were trying to dig at Drake for that. Did you see the video also, that video with Drake and J. Cole? Yeah. It was kind of alluding to that. And because of their beef that they have right now, LeBron also has beef with Drake, for the people that don't know. People say, man, he shot that from Canada, like from the logo. And it was kind of also like showing Steph Curry that you're not the only one who knows how to shoot long distance. I can do everything, my brother.
And the commentary was just crazy. They kept on saying, in front of the three-pointer king. Is it, the king of three-pointers? Let me do it from the logo then.
And as a Lakers fan, don't let these trunks fool you. See, yesterday I was at the hotel and somebody said, I've noticed you like Tatum a lot. Tatum who's Celtics. I'm like, bruh, I just like the color of the jersey. It's green. It's green. Don't let the Celtic pants fool you. And you were saying, oh, how can you be a Lakers supporter while you're wearing a Celtics flag? That's like being a blood wearing Crip colors. That's like so many opposites, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a Lakers fan, yeah, you know, and seeing LeBron do that while he's a Laker and break all these records, and you know, among the Lakers we have Kobe Bryant, we have Magic Johnson as the greats. Yeah. But even other people played for the Lakers, I saw them beefing. Yeah. They were like, LeBron, how many championships has he brought to the Lakers? So he's taking all his personal, you know, all these personal records, but where's the Lakers record, you know? Where's the Lakers record? So rightfully so, that criticism is in its vein. Yeah. But the king is getting crowned, or he's showing that he still has his crown in Los Angeles. He's doing his job.
Quite interesting, because the reason I even said it was like a Kendrick Drake moment, there was a time, you know, there is a clip that surfaced.
Are you saying it's light-skinned against dark-skinned brothers? Why are you trying to divide us?
If you put it that, I had not thought about that. Like that.
You're calling Steph Drake, and then you're calling LeBron Kendrick. I think
Steph is a Drake fan.
All of them are actually. This is just.
But there was a time, you know, LeBron was jamming to Not Like Us, and they were playing it back and forth, and
that's the source of their beef.
Yeah,
that's the source of their beef. They're like, how can you be? Drake has a tattoo. People don't know this. Drake has a tattoo of Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. You know, I mean, of LeBron on his body. Yeah. So it's like, how can I call you brother to that extent? You get me? And then you're there while this man is calling me pedophile on Juneteenth. Yeah. That's the source of their beef. Yeah. So Drake begins releasing all these cryptic messages saying, I know you've been cheating on your wife. I can, you know, destroy your public image. Talking about LeBron. You get me?
The same thing he did with Kendrick.
Same thing he did with Kendrick, which actually kind of validates the Kendrick point of Drake hates seeing happy families because his family broke up. Yeah. So people raised that when he began like snitching on LeBron, if it's true at all. Yeah. You know, Drake is also a master manipulator in how he plants his seed. Like, it doesn't have to be true, but as long as you suspect it, you're always going to be talking about it. Yeah. We're talking about it now. Yeah. I think it's kind of seeing your friends betray you, because LeBron being seen at the picnic, even though he's in Los Angeles, it's kind of him choosing a side. He chose Kendrick over his brother. Yeah.
And, you know, it's only right because, you know, it's a competitive sport, the industry they're in, you know, you come at me,
I keep on telling you guys, there is no friendships and there's no loyalty in this music industry. I'm telling you. Yeah. Or in the entertainment industry. Sports and entertainment is the same thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Quite interesting right there. Not Like Us won 5 Grammys. Woo! You know, I think the Super Bowl was the final nail in the coffin, because when the video ended, it had game over.
Damn. If I were Drake, my next video or my next album might begin with me, right? Rising like the Undertaker from a grave. Because they have buried this brother so many times in so many different ways. They have cooked him, by the way. They fried him, cut off his head. Then they put him in a box and put like nails, inchimukaga, all around it. And then they put it in the soil and then built a mountain over it. Like, he really has to come, if he comes back at all, he has to come back strong. But if I were part of his team, it would be like Undertaker rising. You know how Undertaker begins those wrestling matches? Yeah. It has to be that coming from the coffin rising. Yeah. He has to show us on some Jesus tip that he's rising.
He probably tried that because on one of the clips I watched where he was on stage with a, you know,
jacket. In Australia.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, in a jacket that had, you know, it was a denim jacket, I think, that had smoke coming out of it. So it felt like an Undertaker kind of thing when you talk about Undertaker right now.
Yeah, yeah. He's showing that he was betrayed, but I would play up that if I were part of Drake's team, which I'm not, I'm a Kendrick fan. I think this is already on. But if I were part of Drake's team, the way that I would play it is, I would be coming out of a grave. Yeah. Instead of Kendrick's whole album, the album before GNX was about him being Jesus. And he had that crown with the bling.
Yeah.
I'd begin that thing with me coming out of the grave resurrecting. I'll put the crown off Kendrick and I would wear it. And then I would carry the cross. So
coming out of the grave shows that
you're resurrecting. You were dead. You're resurrecting. Dead. Yes. And so many people betrayed you. You know, that's the Simon Peters who betrayed you, and then you're carrying the cross back up the hill. That would be a very good narrative for him to come back. But here you are being in Australia, jumping in a crowd. Nah, that shit is not going to work. Disappear for some time. Come back strong.
I don't think Drake can accept that he died at any one point.
That's the problem. He refused to lose gracefully. Yeah. He refused to lose gracefully. Yeah. And every move that he made after Kendrick called him a pedophile has been a wrong move. It has been the wrong move. Yeah.
Quite interesting. Well, not like us, you know, 5 Grammys, you know, for Kendrick Lamar over that track.
Yeah.
Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Best Music Video of the Year, the Best Rap Song, the Best Rap Performance.
Wow.
I think for Drake to come back from that, because, you know, he really needs to do a track where he will get like 6 Grammys. Probably. That's
the thing is that
on the same track.
The thing is that Drake, I think it's going to be hard for Drake to win like 6 Grammys.
Yeah. If
you're looking at this from as a fan of Drake, you're going to be like, but of course. But if you look at this stuff and the politics that's being played, Drake has beef with the Grammy organizers.
Yeah.
He really has a standing beef with Grammy organizers.
Yeah.
And also in terms of the music and how people would like to reward. But first of all, let me first preface this by saying, as a hip hop fan, I'm happy that lyrics are back to being relevant.
Yeah.
Drake was the #1 reigning hip hop king.
Yeah.
But then he would drop an R&B album.
Yeah.
That's very annoying.
Yeah.
You cannot be the quintet. It's just like LeBron being the #1 basketball player, and then he begins playing hockey. It's time for the season, it's time to get the ring, and then the brother is playing hockey and darts, and he's painting his nails, and he's putting stuff like 4-year-olds, his stuff in his hair. That was like, I'm glad that Kendrick has, because Drake is a talented performer.
Yeah.
He's a talented rapper.
Yeah.
But we were tired of all these stupid dance albums and R&B.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Drake. We want the Drake of views.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
I'm glad that someone has smacked him back to his senses. He's going to be rapping again.
I think now we get the point of
Kendrick. You get
Kendrick.
the point. The whole point of Kendrick Lamar is people keep on bastardizing hip-hop.
Yeah.
Hip-hop is about rapping.
Yeah.
Rap.
Yeah.
Rap, brother, rap.
Yeah.
Don't give us honestly, never mind. And then you're showing us that the culture we introduced you to, or that introduced you, you're kicking it to the side and treating it like trash. Yeah. And all these people who don't even care about the culture are hailing you as the best that has ever done it. How are you the best that has ever done it when you no longer even do what you're being praised for?
Yeah.
That's not hip-hop.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm happy hip-hop is back to the foreground. Lyrics matter. Bodies of work matter. Not this shit Drake was trying to sell to us.
Yeah.
Drake would you'd be like begging him to rap again.
Yeah.
The whole album. Like, fuck that. Rap, brother, rap. Jesus Christ. You're the king of hip hop and you don't even rap. Which is the difference between a Jay-Z, a Kendrick, a J. Cole. People were angry. The culture was angry because they're calling you the king, but you're only singing. You get me? This is rhythm and poetry, brother, rap.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm so sure we're going to get a solid project from Drake. He's going to be rapping again. Yeah.
Alligator bites never heal.
Alligator bites never heal. Yes.
Yeah, Doechii won Best Rap Album. What do you think of Doechii?
I love Doechii. A friend of mine introduced me to her in Los Angeles also.
Yeah.
When they were shooting that other video, I'm forgetting the name of the video, but in the name of the video, they are in the Los Angeles River.
Yeah.
That's where we were shooting it from. And that's the very first time I saw her. I didn't know who she was, but he told me that this is the next TDE project.
Yeah.
And at first I was surprised. I thought she was from LA, but only to find out that she's representing a whole other state, which is Florida.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since a person from Florida gave us music like that. The only people we know from Florida are Flo Rida and what's his name? Kodak Black.
Kodak Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, your guy too, Rick Ross.
Rose,
Chilevu. And Khalid.
Yeah.
Khalid, that's Florida. But there's that part of Florida which is not represented at all. That's Miami.
Yeah.
Miami guys are popular, but there are these places, Fayetteville, like Tampa.
Yeah.
You rarely hear like a dope-ass hip-hop artist coming from there.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that she's representing, and she made a point during her Grammy speech where she said, this award has only been given to 3 women. That's Lauryn Hill, Cardi B, and then her.
Yeah.
And I think she put up a very good body of work. We're expecting a lot from her. She's representing. It's good to have this spectrum of talented women where we the machine tries to feed us only Ice Spice, Meg Stallion, and everybody's singing the same
Sexy
old stupid
Red.
song. You get me? But I'm glad that the Grammys, again, remember when I predicted that Rhapsody was going to win a Grammy, and she did.
Yeah,
Rhapsody
did.
and Erykah Badu won one, and that, congratulations on that. Congratulations to Doichi and all the other winners. You get me? These are well deserved. We love hip hop when it has a spectrum.
Yeah.
Hip hop has to have a Sexy Red and Ice Spice. It needs to have a Doichi. It also needs to have a queen like Rhapsody.
Yeah.
That's the balanced spectrum. But you cannot tell us that the whole representation of black culture or of hip hop culture is a half-naked woman singing about sucking the D word.
Yeah.
You get me? It can't be about being ratchet.
Yeah.
Where's the other stuff that feeds the brain, that feeds the soul, that represents the woman's story? Yeah. Where's the story being told about an American woman or about a woman from other parts of the world?
Yeah.
You get me? That was missing, and I'm glad that the Grammys have shifted their attention back to the content and the quality of the work.
Yeah.
The production on Doichi's album is insane.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, you can tell producers were taking time to research and deliver the product.
Yeah.
Yeah, not this one beat sounds the same, and it sounds the same from an artist who comes from New York, an artist that comes from Seattle. The beat was sounding the same. It was monotonous. No wonder the last 2 years we never had hip-hop #1 albums. Now we are back.
Yeah.
Hip-hop is back.
That's
and
for
even
sure.
here in Uganda, hip-hop is back. You're going to see the difference.
That's for sure.
Because once GNL is here, all these people remember that they have to rap.
Yeah.
They remember that they have to produce dope projects. You get me? The stakes are up.
So did you think Beyonce was like giving off that theater reaction, when she won album of the year
for country music?
For country album of the year.
Congratulations, Queen Beyonce.
Cowboy Carter.
Congratulations, Queen Beyonce, man. Every other person needs to just shut the fuck up. That's Queen B. That's Queen B right there.
But that comes after, the previous awards where Jay-Z was like,
that's Queen B. Yes, yes.
By her own matrix.
By her own matrix. By your own matrix.
By your own matrix.
Yes,
you can't beat the system. So
yeah.
Was it a coincidence or?
I think. Yeah, sometimes people need to be called out, because at the end of the day, you need to know that you're not dealing with objective. You hope that these are objective people, right? You try to aim to objectivity, but these are very subjective people.
Yeah.
Like, you could have the best album. Like, I remember when Kendrick Lamar's album, Good Kid, Mad City, was it Good Kid, Mad City, or Damn, or one of those, or How to Pimp a Butterfly?
Yeah.
It was one of the most crafted, genius albums I'd ever heard. He has 3 classics to me.
Yeah.
So any of those flies, they put, what was that? Which was also a brilliant project, Malcolm Moore.
Yeah, Malcolm Moore.
Malcolm Moore's album, right?
Yeah.
It won over Kendrick, and we're like, huh? How?
The whole world
was like, are you guys serious? Yeah, but I think Jay-Z sent a reminder that, guys, come on, you keep on overlooking this lady. She's brilliant. She's not going to be in the papers like a Kanye or an Azealia Banks calling out the Grammys.
Yeah.
But like, by your own matrix, how can this woman be giving you all these beautiful bodies of work, but she has never won Album of the Year? You mean to tell me Beyonce's Lion King album or that album, The Gift and the Cast, did not deserve a Grammy? Who was up that year that was doing excellent work like that? Remember that album that she did where all the women all of a sudden felt like they were all queens?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
How did that album miss a Grammy? But
was that the Renaissance album?
I don't know if it was the Renaissance album. I'm yet to like really dive into it, but I think Renaissance was more like a visual to what she was doing.
Yeah.
For me, it was that album. How am I forgetting that album? The one which had the one she did after they cheated on her. Becky with the good hair.
Yeah.
How is this name escaping all of us? all I see in my mind is her walking out of the doors and there's water pouring. And by the way, that video is also like the idea was taken from another women empowerment video of this chick who was like from Paris, who was smashing cars. Like there's so many ideas and concepts and beautiful themes that Beyonce crafts in her albums that is undeniable that she's performing at the highest level of artistry, and they always keep on overlooking her. Because sometimes when you're so good at something, which is something I've also noticed in my own artistry, that sometimes you do your best work, but just because they are used to you doing good work, they no longer see it as a surprise that you did something great.
Yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah.
That you could do an amazing verse, but because they're used to excellence from you, your excellence becomes normal.
Yeah.
So I think that happens to great people like me and Beyonce, that they always keep on overlooking.
Was the album Lemonade? Or?
I think it was Lemonade. It was Lemonade was amazing. The Lion King soundtrack was amazing. You get me?
Yeah.
Like she keeps on reinventing herself and creating these beautiful themes and reestablishing new trends in art. Like when Beyonce does something, all these other white girls copy it.
Yeah.
All these other women from India, South America, basically she shakes the whole planet. Yeah. But people take that for granted.
Yeah.
And with this country album, I'm not surprised because she did something that hasn't been done before in so many years, right? And that's reclaiming black music and country music as a black art.
Yeah.
She took that back.
Yeah.
Or she told her own story. This is, people say, oh, she only jumped into country music not to be given a country music award. But you need to remember, country music is so southern and Beyonce is from Texas.
Yeah.
You get me? Like her parents are from the South. Yeah. This is southern culture that gave us country music, that gave us jazz.
Yeah.
So it's her telling her own story.
Yeah.
But you know, the racism sometimes blinds people from seeing excellence. And
it's quite, but I like the fact that she admitted that really she put in a lot of work into that album.
Yeah. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah, sometimes you overlook that and you think it's Beyonce, she can do anything.
Yes.
But it's not that easy when it comes to, you know,
For her Super Bowl performance, she rehearsed for a year.
Wow.
You get me?
Yeah.
And then I remember somebody complaining after she did the Coachella performance, which was like almost close to when she did the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And somebody said, I went to this performance and she was like a robot. I couldn't see any mistakes. You went to see perfection. You went to see, not perfection, but you went to see, you're complaining because you saw something close to perfect?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't just happen in a vacuum.
Yeah.
It takes lots of work, lots of practice. For her to look the way she does, she diets, she exercises.
Yeah.
Some of the things that you can't do as, you know, something that other performers can't do.
Yeah.
That level of excellence needs to be rewarded. And I think it's a well-deserved award.
Yeah.
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 Meanwhile, at the Grammys, before we go into something else, did you notice when there's a clip which is circulating all over the media?
Yeah.
Babyface, who is one of the greatest songwriters that has ever lived, was being interviewed, right, by these two girls, right?
Yeah.
And as he's answering these questions, these girls look like some other stars entered the room.
Yeah,
you get me?
And it's unfortunate that they were white girls.
It's unfortunate that they were. I didn't want to mention their color to bias people, but he kind of notices that and says, do you want to go interview whoever it is? Like, okay, go ahead and do that. My God, it was one of the most unprofessional things I have ever seen. And what's funny is when they brought on the person who they passed Babyface for, I was like, who the fuck is this clown? It's not a Lady Gaga. It's not even Madonna. Not somebody like in his weight class. You get me? I'm sure even Gaga is not in Babyface's weight class.
Yeah.
But yeah, these women acted so unprofessionally that they let a Babyface go.
Yeah.
And then interviewed someone who was wearing something I don't even like, something ridiculous, like which only goes to show that there are people who are doing jobs that they don't really like.
Yeah.
Or that they haven't like really studied.
Yeah.
You're there just there because you're being paid. But if you're a lover of music, you know the whole of R&B, the whole of soul, depends on Babyface's pen, his production skills.
Yeah.
Ted Riley.
Yeah.
I'm so sure so many people even in UG don't know who a Ted Riley is, but most of the songs that you know were produced by these great men.
Yeah, and I found it a little bit disrespectful, actually.
It was very disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
But he's such a gentleman that he just let it slide. It's like, you're not, okay, you don't even know who you're talking to. Yeah. And I'm not going to be here. Like, it's not even important.
Because the attention, like, and the colleague was like, oh, we're sorry, and I was
that
like,
sorry is more
man.
like, that's actually, what's more annoying is even that sorry is the condescending, patronizing sorry they give to people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, you have to go on.
It was really, really ugly, and whoever those two ladies are, I hope their HR calls them in and, you know. Yeah, it was very disrespectful.
Yeah, Charlemagne was like, I don't think they are gonna be on the red carpet anymore. Because that's... otherwise, next time they're gonna be looking out
leave
for
alone
them.
this being Babyface.
Yeah.
It is very disrespectful behavior.
Very much.
Very disrespectful behavior.
Because you have to be professional and not be a fan, but be professional at the same time at your job. Yeah, well, Thames won Best African Music Performance.
Well deserved. I loved that album.
JJ.
I loved that album. I love that song.
Yeah.
Yes. Thames has been like, Thames might be #1 in Africa right now. So many people might disagree.
Yeah.
But also so many people might agree with me that Thames is doing everything right. It's great music videos, representing Nigeria, representing the genre really, really well. You get me? And beautiful lyrics at the end of the day.
And you know where I'm going with this.
Why?
She's very, very organic. Thames is very organic.
I understand. I understand.
Nah, not the organic that you may be
I know
right
you really
now,
emphasize the O. Oga. She's very organic.
Yeah, so it's the first time I feel like an African female artist deserves the award, you know, deserves to
So
be
you
in
don't
that
think Burna Boy
position.
deserved that award?
No, I said female.
Or female?
Yes.
So you think that it's maybe I'm misunderstanding you. By organic, do you mean voluptuous, like?
No, not that organic.
Okay.
Like with the music, how she came up, like it wasn't really a smooth ride for her, you know.
Oh, you're saying that she's not a plant.
She's not a plant.
But plants are organic. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you did there.
It felt so much.
I see what you did there. But you're saying that because you can trace her journey and see her growth,
you even
to be able to build up to this moment, you can see the steps. Not guys, here's this thing in his face and we have given it an award. This is a star.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying, right? But I know who you're trying to disrespect. Put some respect on her name too.
That's what I was waiting for.
She's our sister. She's our sister.
Cool.
Yeah.
But we also don't want those people to manipulate us to one extent that they just give us stuff and not give us anymore.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But maybe you haven't read her story too.
I've had something. Had something. Yeah, that's why I insist. Well, Dave Chappelle, you know, won Comedy Album of the Year.
Whoa, which one?
Yeah. Which one was it? I think it was his latest. You know, special.
Yes.
Yeah. And what do you think about Dev? Like, he's been sweeping these awards from way back. What's about him yet, you know, comedians come up each and every day and wow the crowds and do what they do, you know?
There are very few people like a Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
In this world. It's like, there are people who can break down a very complex and difficult conversation right?
Yeah.
And give it to you in very minimal, understandable terms without complicating everything.
Yeah.
That's a gift, right? Especially in this era where difficult conversations are avoided. It's important to have people who are courageous enough to bring those conversations to the forefront.
Yeah.
So sometimes I listen to Dave Chappelle, not because he's a funny man, but because he is a great conversationalist and great storyteller.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that he gives the audience to just think about it, right?
Yeah. His special is actually called The Dreamer.
The Dreamer.
Yes.
But I saw one which he gave to, there's a place where he studied that honored him by putting his name on a hall.
Yeah,
right?
I remember, yeah.
And he was on the brink of being cancelled, but he asked that he's invited to the space to give his thoughts on what was happening.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very brave.
Yeah.
That was very brave because he wanted to show them that they were wrong, but in being wrong, he respects their decision.
Yeah.
Another one that he did, the other thing that Dave Chappelle did, which I think is really genius, was he negotiated his contract and negotiated his ownership of his content as an artist in front of the world.
Yeah.
Right? In front of the whole world.
He made the world part of it.
He made the world part of the negotiation.
Yeah.
Where he said, you know what? I signed the contract. It was a bad contract.
Yes.
But I had kids to feed.
Yeah.
But let me show you the context, right?
Yeah.
Of why what they are doing is wrong.
Yeah.
What they're doing to me is wrong.
It's exploitative.
Here is something that I created with my blood, my sweat, my brains, which rightfully belongs to me.
Yes.
And the people I created it with, right? So it's only fair that this bad contract that I signed gets renegotiated to give me a piece of that ownership of something that I helped create.
Yeah.
So he actually showed us how evil some companies are.
Yeah.
Right? But without really saying, look at this. So he allowed us as creatives, right?
Yeah.
To not only say, that was a bad contract, that was a bad deal, but to say, okay, morally, as a company with a soul, right? If what you're doing is right, I'm asking the new management of the company right now. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about Hitler.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the new leadership of Germany now.
Yeah.
What are you doing to right the wrongs?
Yeah.
That's basically what was happening there.
Yeah.
It's more like, yes, I signed a bad contract with a bad administration of the companies that I'm bargaining with now, right?
Yeah.
Years ago. But what about you who's in the seat to make a difference about that?
Yeah.
Are you also going to be evil and say, but you signed a bad one?
Yeah.
So he managed to renegotiate that and also call these companies to book, because these companies are so big.
Yeah.
They blackmail you, put you in a box, ship you away somewhere where you'll never be heard from.
Yeah.
But as an industry leader, he has continuously showed us his courage.
Yeah.
He's a man who also makes mistakes. He's not an infallible gentleman. But even when he makes his mistakes, he's willing to come in the camera and say, you know what, I might be wrong.
Yeah.
But he makes you see the human in him, which is an important thing to do also. Yeah. That when people are intending to just cancel other people, they don't see the humanity in them. It's just this thing that you have cancel and put to the side.
Yeah.
But he deserves awards that he's getting because he reminds us of what it's like to be human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We definitely have to talk about a collaboration with Fresh Kid. How is that going?
Tick, tick, boom, tick, tick, boom, like a bomb. We're about to blow. It was fun. It is fun. It was fun. It's still going to be more fun. I love working with Fresh. Yeah, it's the first time that we've ever met.
Oh.
It was I'd never met Fresh Kid.
Yeah.
So when we did the Uganda Yafe remix, which he killed too, you get me?
Yeah.
I only sent the files to Uganda.
Yeah.
I was still in the US.
Yeah.
So we never met there.
Yeah.
When I saw the moment where he was rapping my verse to to the collaboration I did with Aziz, Nakupenda, right? I was like, Fresh Kid is killing my verses and I'm not even there to experience this moment of like the newer generation of hip hop doing these amazing things. I wasn't here. That's another moment that I missed. So there has been a series of moments where I've seen him online and, you know, he's doing these amazing things. So this was the very first time that we actually met. And we did our podcast and Green was ready with a beat. We did that within a day. You know, within a session, and it was amazing to see the growth. You know, enjoying hanging out. You know, and talking to a brilliant young man.
In the environment of new rappers, how do you see him fitting in?
I think he's the future. I think he's the future. He's versatile, very versatile. He can do so many styles. He listens when you tell him something. That's a mark of excellence. Like you can take knowledge from each and everybody who has walked the journey before you. He listens. Like everything time we were talking, he was either taking notes, you know. And then he would tell you, oh, you said this and this and this and this. What did you mean by that? He's eager to learn. Well, I know so many rappers that I've met before who already have a chuka mumutwe. That they think, oh, because I met GNL, now GNL is my competition. No, we're not and we'll never be. Because I'm a very different person, you're a very different individual. I can only help you on your journey. But if you assume you already know, okay, go walk your journey on your own. Like you make the journey harder for yourself, yet our conversation or our collaboration would have helped you leapfrog, you know, in so many bounds ahead. I know so many people have been upcoming artists for like the last 10 years. But because the time that you met, they assumed they were already, they already knew that you kind of look at them and you're like, the only problem is that you don't listen. You get me? You don't listen. And I'm not telling you to listen to me. I'm only telling you to take in something from my experience, like learn something. There's something that you could do probably better than I did, but if that is still a blind spot for you, maybe you don't even know it's a blind spot, but I could look at your character, look at your brand, and I could help you figure a way out. I know so many people who have missed that opportunity with me or some other rappers and some other executives and managers, that you kind of look at a stagnated career that had a lot of promise. But because you cannot even sit in the same room to have a conversation.
Well, we've come to the end of this.
Fresh Kid is different. And that's what I'm telling you, Fresh Kid is the future. Fresh Kid was telling me about the markets in the US. He wants to go to the markets in London already. He wants to do Dubai. You know, he's looking at Japan. And I'm looking at this kid and I'm like, what do you know about Japan? What do you know about Asia? What do you know about UK? And telling me these are my best artists. This is who I want to work with. So again, networks come through friendships, you know, and knowing that I'm so invested in him because I see him as the future of hip hop. I don't want him to get lost in Chidandali. I don't want him to get Chidandalized and Chinyanyanyanyad. So I think this collabo is a very good piece in us having fun, having fun with it, but also having an opportunity to bond on a big brother, young brother relationship. For the first time.
That's what's up. Well, right now Kendrick is one of one.
Fresh Kid is also one of one.
Kendrick is one of one because he took the shot. I wonder how he would treat a young rapper who doesn't listen to him. How do you think he would treat him?
I don't think we even have time for that. That's the strange thing. People think they are hurt by, that a person like me would be hurt by, or so and so didn't listen to me. I don't care. I don't even have the time. I actually have to make time to speak to you. I have so many things to do. Like, we've just been here. My family is calling me because either we're having dinner and some other person I'm having a partnership, business partnership with, has been calling and waiting for a response from me from like 10 a.m. when they first send the text message. But you've seen my day. My whole day has been having meetings from 8:30 to now. What time is it? It's 4:28. It's 4:28 and I have to shoot this. I've had a meeting with a videographer. I've had a meeting with a strategist. I've had a meeting with a lawyer. And before I even came into this space, I woke up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
So you think I'm hurt by you not having... No, I have projects, brother. I don't have time for you.
Yeah.
But if you are wise enough, you seek for time from me.
That's for sure.
I don't care. I literally don't care. And right now, there was a time where I used to be like, oh man, these guys are like so young, man. I need to take time out.
You're trying to feel for them.
I try to feel, but I don't have that time. I really don't.
Yeah.
My day is booked. My whole week is booked from Monday to Monday.
Yeah.
I really don't. If we make time, that means it's special.
Yeah.
And I really like you.
Yeah.
And I'm invested.
Just like Eminem said, opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime. Like nobody is going to be chasing you out. No, I don't care. I don't care whether you lose or win.
Yeah.
At this point. Yeah. Right now, what I care about is, are the people who are the players in hip hop, the people that I believe have a future, are they well strategically placed?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who. It's about what character, what moral fiber does a person have that we put on this pedestal. Yeah. So it's up to you to decide if it's you or not. Either way, the position will get taken.
That's what's up.
Yeah.